Morning hustlers. So as I just said, exciting day. The plumbers are arriving, which we are so excited about. This is our first kind of trade being started. We've had a few people in for quotes and stuff of all the different trades, but no one's actually started their work yet. So I'm so excited that today plumbers are coming in. I'll show you in a minute, just give a recap of what is happening. But I'm in the bathroom, as you can see. Told you before, let me just show you. It's a little bit grim. We've ripped it all out, as you saw in our previous videos. So I'm looking forward to getting rid of the toilet that is out of the Train Spotting movie, well, according to me it is anyway. And I just wanted to say actually, because I know we keep saying that we're on properly minimal, if not empty budget, but we do have a pot of savings that we've had aside the whole time that was always going to be, as I mentioned at the start, for the stuff that we need professionals for. So this is coming out of that pot. We're still doing as much as we can ourselves, but we have budgeted for electrician and plumber just to make sure, especially being on a septic tank, we wanted to make sure that all the plumbing was up to date. You've seen some of the clips before where the pipes all corroded. Actually there's a couple of pipes that are like melted into skirting boards and things like that. It's just not safe. We just wanted to make sure that everything is in working order, so we're really excited to get going. I think I spoke to you last time about having a plasterer around to quote as well. What a lovely guy. So he came around and he's looked at all our rooms and he said, we think it looks horrific. That's just our opinion, because obviously we don't know what we're looking for. It just looks a bit grim. But he said to us that it hardly needs much. He said he's seen a lot worse. For example, I mean, this room to me is disgusting, but it's just because it's got where tiles have come off, it's got a little bit of mould in the corners, it's got an old shower that needs to be ripped out. It's got some cobwebs and cracked plaster where there was a mirror on the wall, for example. He was like, look, and this is where I really appreciated his honesty, because I'm not saying everyone, but you have to be careful. We're new to the area, you don't know who you're dealing with. I'm sure some people out there would come in and say, yep, we'll do the whole house, blah, blah, blah. And we wouldn't really know any different. I mean, we'd like to think we would. But for example, this room, he said, he looked at the ceiling, pushed all the ceiling in, checked that it was strong. And he said, look, this is hardly anything in here. He said, do you want to get your plumbers coming in anyway? And this is the other thing. So he knows the plumber. The other bits and bobs we've got going on, they know the plumber and the plasterer and the electrician. It's like everyone knows everyone. So they're all working together on our behalf, really, to make sure that things get done on the right timeline. But he said we can do a lot of it ourselves, like to fill it, sand it and paint over it. And actually what it was really interesting, what he said, was that if he plastered this ceiling, which actually you can probably see at the top here, doesn't actually look too bad. He said if he was to plaster that or board it and then plaster it or whatever, it would probably be about 3 or 4 coats of paint to get it painted. But he said if we sand it and fill it ourselves, you're only looking at 2 coats of paint. So he was like, you can have a go at doing it yourself, fill it, paint it, or you can pay me, then you've still got to paint it 4 times anyway. So he was like, you need to think about like how you want to do things. And the other rooms, he was like, yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, I'll just skim over that. Yeah, yeah, that looks fine. A few cracks, we can fix those in. I'll just skim over that. I can do. Like, it's music to our ears, because any money that we do have, we want to stretch as far as we can. And we're really keen to kind of get in here. Obviously, we're staying in Vera at the moment. We can't actually get in here because there's obviously no heating, no hot water. I mean, we could camp out essentially, but I don't want to do that because all the rooms upstairs, where we've got the electrician starting in a week, and obviously the plumber's starting today, so I want them to have the amount of space they need to get in instead of us setting up a bedroom and everything. So while we've got Vera, we'll be continuing to stay in her. But just wanted to give you that update. It's a really exciting day today. It's like a milestone. Our first trade is coming in, and we're going to bring some new stuff into the house. So we want to bring it back to its former glory. I don't think the house has ever been warm. Not in years and years, I wouldn't say. We'll talk about that in another video, actually, a little bit about the history and stuff like that. So that's my little update, but let me show you what we're getting done. Right, so here's the kitchen stuff. You can see all the pipes just not good. laying on the floor. So this is where the plumbers are going to do a bit of work for us as well. Now, we said we're not having a wet central heating system, so there's quite, I guess, I mean, it's a bit of work, but not major amounts of work in here. So they're going to be replacing all these pipes. The sink originally was in front of this window, but whenever it is we do manage to get a kitchen, I would like the sink at this window so we can look out at the farmers' fields. So they need to move some waste pipes over. That's where the water is coming in, the inlet pipe. That's going to be relocated to here, so it's going to be near a sink and dishwasher. And in this section, this is where water waste is going to go as well, because we're going to have a washer and dryer here. So it'll all be in the same location. Now, we haven't got any of those things at the moment, but we're just thinking of planning for the future. And then straight through here into the bathroom. As you can see, my train spotting toilet. It's completely empty. This is all going to be new plumbing, new stack pipe outside, which you can't see. And I'll just see if I can show you in here. So there's our old water tank. And what we're going for in here is no, I need to get it right now. Direct immersion tank, I believe, which is all powered by electric. So obviously the electrician needs to work with the plumber on that one. The other thing we're actually having done, and I'll show you that in a bit more detail once we get a bit further along, but the plumbers are doing it for us. So they're going to so the bathroom is downstairs, there's no toilet upstairs. Now, we're hoping, if people like us, we'll have guests at some point in the future. And guests being parents, both mine and Kelly's parents, who, I mean, I'm not going to say they're old, because I don't feel that they're old. They're young at heart, certainly. But as well as us, we don't really want to be getting up in the night if it's cold, or coming all the way down to the bathroom if you need a wee. So we're actually putting a cold and hot water feed up into a small area in the office. I think I explained this in one of the other videos, where we're going to have a toilet. So just nothing fancy, just a toilet, closed couple toilet with the sink on top of the cistern. So it just fits into a small space. So that'll be exciting to see that getting done. But it's all go here on the homestead. It's been a busy day, really achy actually. It's been quite physical these last few days. But as stressful as it is, as stressful as it is, it's still enjoyable, and I'm learning stuff all the time. So appreciate everyone watching along, and hopefully we can start sharing some real progress now, instead of us just doing time lapses on filling up skips. See you in a bit, guys. You know I'd be as excited as I am about box of plastic progress, guys. Have a look at this, right? Plumbers have been here for about 3/4 of a day. I'm really impressed, so let me show you. So they've done all the chasing in the floor in the kitchen for all the new pipes. Nice shiny copper pipes there, chased around there. And then I'll show you on the other side. Chased all around there into the living room, as you can see, where they are obviously putting the water feed up into that back bedroom. The back bedroom where we're going to have the upstairs toilet, because there is no toilet facilities or anything upstairs. So that is really exciting. The other exciting thing, it might not be exciting to some, but it's exciting to me. Look, I'll show you this. I think they got this really cool tool. I'll show you. It's pretty trendy. Just chases out like that. How cool is that? So that hole, let me go back, will be where they're chasing the new water into the bathroom. Train spotting toilet, still here. I've taken that old shower off the wall. They have also emptied the water tank. So, it might not look much to some, but we're gonna finish up because we are absolutely buzzing with what they've achieved today. They're back tomorrow. It's just nice to actually have people in here now, instead of us keep wishing, oh, we're getting quotes, we're getting people coming round, we're trying bits ourselves. We have not stopped, by the way. The skip is completely full now. But we're going to finish off our day with a nice little burn up in the garden. And you know, I keep banging on about these wonderful views. Look at this. So that's it from me tonight. Have a nice little burn up with Kel and my dad in the garden, and we will catch up with you all soon. Have a good one. Morning all. So I thought I'd come and talk to you while sitting in front of my beautiful fireplace. So I know you saw us doing a little bit of work, well, trying to attempt to chip some of the stuff off. Now you can see this is one of the projects that has already not 100% gone to plan. So we thought that we chipped that top layer off and we thought, oh wow, amazing bricks, that's going to be great. We'll just take the rest of the plaster down to the little coal fire that's round about here at the bottom. But as you can see, we got to a point where the bricks start disappearing and they start becoming little bitty bits of rubble, essentially. Sorry if you can see stripes, it's just the sun's coming through the blinds. It's actually really nice to get a bit of sun. So what we did, hang on, let me go and show you. I'll move forward a bit. So what we did, so what we've done is we've taken it down to this line here, and it does look like there could be a kind of arch, because what we're seeing is down here is a lintel just above the coal fire, which we want to get a log burner, and the lintel's quite low down there, so we're looking that if we do that, we probably extend the lintel anyway to have a bigger space for a log burner in it. However, this bit, which I've just said, where it starts to go really ropey, it does look like there's a little arch. I know that's just the plaster that I'm showing, but underneath the colour of the bricks, you can't really see it on this video. It does look like there's an arch, so it could be a massive open fireplace. But basically, on advice from the plasterer, we've given up with that, because apparently what they used to do years ago was they'd make use all the amazing bricks and the good bricks and the perfect bricks for the outside of the house, and then anything on the inside of the house would just be all the leftovers, essentially, which is why we're seeing little bits of rubble and half bricks and quarter bricks and that type of stuff. So we're going to wait, as we don't have the money for the log burner at the moment anyway, so we're going to hold off for that. We're not going to take any more off in case it becomes a point of we need to plaster up, get it back to level, and then maybe a few people have mentioned, like, I can't remember the exact name, but like, is it slip bricks or brick tiles or something that look, they're just a thin bit of the brick that look like a nice, we can make a nice chimney breast feature out of it, essentially. So we've held off on that. I'm not going to talk about the fireplace all day, of course, because we're holding on that for a little bit, but it's an exciting and busy day on the homestead today, so thanks for joining us. Today is probably the busiest day in terms of people coming on site. So we've got the plumbers coming back, so we showed you the work that they've done already. coming back to finish off for a day. Well, not finish off, but to do another day, probably chasing in and stuff like that and getting prepared for more pipes to go in. We have got another guy who's working with the plasterers coming in, who is going to dig out the trench outside. And it's, when I say trench, I'm not talking like World War One, World War Two. I'm talking a small trench that is going to enable us to put a toilet unit upstairs. That's what I showed you in the corner of the wall. I'm pointing like you can see, but it's over in that corner. Where the plumber chased out the wall. So basically what we need now is a stack pipe that will come out and will join the outdoor drain, and then that will go straight into our septic tank. So there's a little bit of digging going on today as well. I know I've had a little grumble recently about the tree guys. Give them their dues. They did come back and take a huge load of the stuff yesterday. We couldn't have made it more easy for them, to be honest though, piling it all up in piles, and we did find a load of stuff that they just left over in next door's garden, which was not good, because obviously we really appreciate our neighbours and we want to have good relationships with them. So we went round and helped pull a bit of that out, and they've taken that as well. There's another load here, so they should be on site today to come and collect this. And if they do, that's the last we need to see of them. So we've got that. Also, randomly, we've got National Grid coming in today. So when we first got the keys to this house, we kind of came in, and it was a windy day actually, and we've got power coming to us through overhead cables, and they were swaying in the wind like that. And obviously it's an outdated meter, and we wasn't sure if the electrics were safe, and one bit of the wire was caught in a tree. So I did call National Grid, not the emergency line, just to get their advice. And they actually said, call the emergency guys, they're on call at weekends, they'll come out and then have a look and make sure it's safe. So to be fair, I know people moan about National Grid and everything, but the experience that we've had with them so far has been quite good. So they came out within 2 hours to this house, went up the ladder, went up the, I want to say telegraph pole, but it's obviously not a telegraph pole because it's the electric pole. So he went up, tightened all the wires and everything like that. And basically what they've done here, previous owners or even the previous owners before them, I really don't know the history of it. The overhead wires are coming in from the pole straight onto the porch. Well, the porch is onto the wires, so it looks like the wires are coming into the house, into the meter and everything. So our feed is coming in fine, but someone slapped a porch on the front of the house, which is squeezing all the wires. So I think that the guys that were on call that weekend noticed that, and they said, it's not ideal. A couple of days after that, I got a phone call from National Grid to say that they wanted to come in and discuss what they could do about those wires. Now, I've made it clear to them, because our ideal scenario would be to get rid of the overhead wires, because it's quite windy where we are. And we've been told that, wind, because it's quite flat farmland, winds blow through really heavily. So we would prefer not to have overhead wires, and our ideal scenario would be to put the electric feed underground and come in that way. But I mean, that's going to be a cost, because obviously there's quite a bit of work involved in that. So I've made it quite explicit to them that we absolutely have no budget for any external electric work. We're only just about getting our internal electrics done. And they said, no, don't be silly, we want to come out and have a chat with you. So they're coming out today. I think best case scenario, what we can hope for is probably a redirection of the overhead wires into the middle of the house, so they can come down and then maybe go in our understairs cupboard, because at the moment they're just above the front door in a box, the old school one with like the wooden opening. Obviously we're not used to that. Having to read the meter was like bloody cracking codes, but I figured that out, and hopefully we'll have some updates for you then. But there's just a hell of a lot going on at the moment, so there's loads going on. There's little bits and bobs that we're doing which we can't always like, right, let's take all the living room wallpaper off to get back to the bare wall. Well, you can't, because all our stuff's stored in there, because people are in other rooms and people are obviously here on site chasing out stuff, and it's just really difficult. So we're just doing what we can when we can, just doing little jobs that you all might think, why are you even doing that job? Like, it's not even worth doing. You've got bigger fish to fry, and that's absolutely right. But sometimes you just need a bit of a break from the bigger jobs that you can't get to anyway, and just do some little bits and bobs. So as you can see, the sun is stunning today. It's shining through the window. So it's going to be another nice day. It was a lovely day yesterday. Just lots of coordinating and lots of people on site. But we'll keep you in the loop, of course. Thanks for following along. and see you in a bit. It's been a horrible few days. Not well, horrible in that we're absolutely shattered and exhausted, aren't we? Especially been really hard for you, and it obviously with your fibromyalgia and your chronic fatigue has really been playing up. So,
and we feel like we don't know what we're doing half the time.
No,
but there's always something being done, or you plan to do something and it's not what you end up doing.
Exactly. We had a good run of a couple of days where we had trades in, things were moving smoothly, things were going well. And then now it's like overwhelming again, where there's just so much going on, and it's like, what do we do first, and how do we get that done, and can we afford that? So we're just so tired. We just need a couple of days, don't we, to recharge a little bit. I mean, like I've said before, that makes it all worth it. It's just gonna take years to get where we want to be, I think, but
slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly. I mean, positives, we've had trades in. The plumbing's been started, electrician's starting in a couple of weeks, so we're definitely making progress. It just doesn't feel like we're making progress at the moment because it's so messy and dirty. The great thing about the last few days though is the sun's been out, and that makes a world of difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, makes a big difference. So
it does. So right, that's it from us. We're closing off for today, and we'll catch up with you all soon.
See you next time.
See ya. Thanks for watching, hustlers. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share for the rest of our journey. Who knows where we'll end up. See you next time.